Hello, hello, hello. It is Colin Clapp, Online Marketing Done For You, coming at you once more. This is the next in the series of improving website effectiveness and improving website ROI. And today's topic is how many people actually know your site exists. Okay? And if you were a bricks and mortar business, this is literally how many people are coming to visit you, how many people are coming through the door every day, how many people are phoning you. If you're offering a service like landscape gardening or business coaching or event management or accounting, lawyers, is the phone ringing? Is there meetings taking place and new inquiries? So today's topic: how many people actually know about you? And in data language, i.e. Google Analytics data, that data is called analytics users and sessions. So we're gonna sort of take a dive into those. I'm just gonna give some definitions, but that is not the overall purpose of these talks. So just to recap, everything here is about making your existing website more effective. It is not about getting a new website. It is about making all the work you put in with you and your team and your subcontractors, making sure you get a return on investment of that. And that's what this is all about. Not just having something that looks good but then just gets forgotten about. Okay? So last week we recorded a series of videos to put some background context to that. In fact, if you go to onlinemarketingdoneforyou.com/links, you will see a link to the video series there. So that's onlinemarketingdoneforyou.com/links. And I should put that up. Let me see if I can do that quickly. I'll do that later, or I'll post it in the recording of this, wherever you might see it. Okay, so on with the show. Let's just turn that down a little bit. So just turn my sound down. Hopefully it's going to make the sound a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, so Google Analytics and users and Google Analytics sessions, those two are really the things that give you an indication of how many people actually know you exist. Okay, so let me just change my screen so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So here we are on the Google marketing platform, and it's interesting that it's called that. That alone is interesting. So straight away it's saying get to know your customers. And so I talked about this last week. Google provides a raft of tools to help you succeed. And I feel that a lot of small business owners don't know about it, or they find it overwhelming to use. So my job is to try and demystify that for you and start getting this stuff to work for you so that you do get a better return on your website investment, and then business investment, and then life investment. So that's what it's all about. Okay, so get to know your customers. You log in, sign into Analytics. I've already done that, so we will go to the Analytics page. So we are now logged in. I wanted to go back. You actually saw where you needed to go, but and just a quick caveat: I am I don't want to break any confidentiality trusts or anything like that. So this is data from Google's own merchandising store account. They share this with anyone to practice using Google Analytics on understand how it works. So this is all coming from Google's live merchandising store. So anyway, on your account, all there will be is that the numbers will probably be smaller. That's all. Okay. But let's think big. It's about getting you more business. So when you log into Google Analytics, you come to the home page, and to find the user and the session information, you simply click on Audience, Overview, and you will get the answer right there on the dashboard. There's your users, And there's your sessions. So I'll hover over. There we go. Can you read that? Users who have initiated at least one session during the date range. Okay. This is just a week. And sessions, total number of sessions with the date range. So a session. So let's go back and get to the definition. So okay, I am back. Yeah, so let me just sort of read that out. So I'll give you the techie language, and then you can get your head around it. But Google classifies a user and a visitor the same, and so they used to be called visitors, but they're users now. So I just want you to be aware of that. From a technical perspective, Google creates and recognises a user from a combination of a unique random number that's buried in your computer and a timestamp when they first engage with the site. So the first time a device, whether that's a desktop, a laptop, smartphone, or a browser even, so you could have different browsers on different devices, and Google's not, it's not a perfect science. So I'll come back to this in a minute. What we're looking for is trends and significance. So every time there's a first time a device or a browser is used, Google is going to put a tracking, create a random unique ID, and this will be your client ID. And the unique ID is counted as a unique user by Google Analytics. And every time a new user is created, Google Analytics counts it as a new user. So if the user deletes their browser cookies, sometimes you do that, or you come in on a different device, as we said, to come back you might come back on your mobile phone instead of your tablet, then Google will treat that as a new user. If it doesn't see the tracking code, then it will be if it doesn't see the tracking code, you're a new user. If it does see the tracking code, then you're a returning user. So I want to just put that, forget techie language. This is, put this simply, how many people are engaging with your site, app, business, whatever. So like I say, if it was bricks and mortar, it would be how many times the phone is ringing, how many people are coming into your shop. And remember, if you take the shop analogy, if they're not even coming into the shop, that is a different problem if they are coming into the shop and not buying what you have to offer. So this is, first thing first, how many people actually know your website exists? Okay. Now the tracking cookie can live up to 2 years on a device. So customers that keep coming back or visitors that keep coming back will still be one user. Meaning if someone has visited your website within the past 2 years and returns from the same device, they are marked as a returning visitor in your Google Analytics reports. If it's more than 2 years, then actually you do have a new user. Okay, what else can we say? Google. So the session. Let's define a session and how that's different from a user. Okay, so think of that like someone comes into your shop and they don't buy, but in the back of their mind they're thinking, oh, I must go and tell my mum, or I must go and get my sister, or I must go and get my brother and show them this. So they walk out the shop, they appear like they're not interested, but actually they've gone to get their brother, sister, best mate, or whatever, and they come back in. So now you actually have one person is on his second session in your shop, and the other person is on their first session, but you have 2 users now instead of 1 user. So these are the types of things that you're trying to do in the online world. So Google Analytics is defined, a session is defined as the number of interactions a user engages in on your website within a given time frame. So Google defaults that time frame to 30 minutes, okay? So if someone is inactive after 30 minutes, and then they start up again, it will actually be a new session. All right? So a single user can engage in multiple analytics sessions in a one day. If you're like me, I leave a lot of browsers tabs open, so I could be a single user, one cookie ID, but I keep coming back in. And then from your perspective, if I keep phoning up or keep walking through the door, then you're going to want to know why I'm not buying if I'm not buying, okay? All right, so that's the techie stuff out of the way. Let's leave that. We've seen how you can find them. So why are these things important? Well, I come back to the basics. You want your website to be effective because you want your business to be effective. And that means converting all the hard work you do into a solid return on investment. So if you have a great looking website but no one comes to it, that's an ineffective website, and likely you're going to have a very poor return on investment. And I talked about some of these things in the video series last week. Okay, so just think about that. If you do not know how many people are on your website, how can you know whether to improve it or how to improve it? All right, so think about this in business terms. Ultimately, you want to serve your customers, and I think that's where I'm going to start today. You know, by definition, creating the number of people who know about you does overlap into many other parts or the other stats that we're going to look at during the week. But fundamentally, at this stage, you just want to be doing a good job of delivering your goods and services. So I'll assume that everyone is doing a good job of delivering their goods and services, and the fact that they invested in a website is because they want more customers. So now you want to take the same principle and make sure that the website is delivering. So when it comes to getting more people to engage with your website, let's keep it simple. Just make the internet a better place. We're not trying to get every stat perfectly measured here, because what we want to do is look at trends over time. You know, so we don't want to overanalyze or overthink the data. We just want to see what's sort of trending. So if we tried an advertising campaign, does it have a payoff on more people coming in? And it's not about did you get exactly 343 more or 343,000 more. It's just did you get more? And as you try different things, can you see the graphs going up or down? So encourage you to stay focused on your vision, your mission, your strategic goals, and just recognise trending data is useful. Okay, because when you compare one month to the next, one quarter to the next, you can get some great insights as to whether your website is effective. All right. So, what can you specifically do? Specifically, you just want to keep it simple. Make the internet a better place. Answer the questions that people are asking as they relate to your goods and services. Okay. So, I don't mean that flippantly. Just simply make sure that on each page of your website, that page is doing its job. All right. So if don't have hundreds of services or hundreds of bits of information on one page. If the user is likely to be saying, how do I find out how much you cost, or what are you going to do for me? What's included? Make sure that question is answered on that page so that they are more likely to stay on that page, get their answer, and then think about some other questions where you might be able to entice them to stay. And I will be dealing with that in the coming days. All right. So, yes, keep it simple. Answer people's questions. Invariably, that is how you will show up in the Google search results. Remember, this is what it's about. Imagine you're on the Google search page. You type in a specific question. If you offer the goods and services related to the question that people are asking, you want to be featuring in the top 2 to 3 search results. And this is the first step in how effective your website is. Okay? So, with that, I just want to keep it short and sharp. I really don't want to get too much into technical language. Data is useful. It helps you make better marketing decisions, and once you know how many people are interested in your goods and services, then you can make different decisions. So join me again tomorrow. Tomorrow the focus will be how interested people are in your goods and services, and what are they interested in. So imagine the analogy of a shop. They are coming through the shop, and now you want to know what corners of the shop are they going to, because if everyone's congregating in one corner, then you've got some clues that that product is popular, but maybe the other ones that you're trying to sell are not so popular, and maybe you need to be making some decisions around changing the layout of the shop if you're trying to sell X, Y, Z. Okay, so I will bid goodbye, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care now. Bye-bye. Remember to share.